feel like people back then, those were like some true creative thinkers. And not saying that we aren't creative now, but it's a lot easier for us to grow a brand now than it was then before. In general, whether it's social media or not, we have to do things in our business that make people stop and go like, wow.
That's why it's important to build a database of people on your website. You're not depending on social media, you know, like make sure you're collecting people on your website. Now it's like your people.
Getting into different rooms, especially as a graphic designer, spending time with people to actually build a connection with scaling, working with people horizontally and vertically, doing that consistently.
Makes me think of like Christopher Columbus. How did he get the word around? Like, nah, this is my spot.
No, for real.
I don't care what y'all say, this is mine. I found it. I'm like, wait, move.
It's like, move out the way. What's good, y'all? This is the Growing Painz podcast, where we talk about business and the life of a young adult. And it's your boy, Travion. Let's get it.
You don't say you feel me no more?
I'm going to switch it up and do what I want.
It's your girl, Yanni.
It's Jada.
La, la, la. All right, so today, what are we going to talk about?
I can't believe it's raining. It's supposed to rain all week.
What?
Yeah, Georgia be raining a lot, though.
Dang,
And
my
I want
hair.
to shoot a YouTube video tomorrow, too.
I wanted to take a picture. Retake
Ooh,
my
that
Oh,
was
yeah.
so loud. Could you hear that in the mic, though? Okay.
Jada.
You couldn't. You could hear it now.
Yeah, Yanni and Trey nastiness been rubbing off on me at all.
Don't do that.
Like, cause they like to just poop and burp and burp and fart.
Don't do that, making it seem like I'm funky.
And
What if
you not
my
used
what
to
if my
them
future
good.
man is watching this?
He gonna know when y'all get married that you be burping and pooting.
I think that be Putin is a stretch. That's straight that be the fun Putin.
No, you be putting, bro.
I'll burp, but
and Trey
pooping
be
is too much.
squealing
I don't
Right,
squeal.
squealing and running,
with his little legs.
Anyways,
running
what's
away
the
from
topic?
mice in the city.
You're not funny. And you be like, oh.
I get going.
Oh, bro. Okay. Nah, but
Y'all funny, bro.
Is the mic in front of my face? Okay.
oh, bro.
I'll bring it down a tad.
What is
So that would make my thumbnail cute. There we go.
Send Jada some money for marketing.
Yes. Definitely.
Jada actually been tricking recently. She got $100 from an Uber driver.
Not tricky.
Getting
I said
tricked.
Uber driver. I
Getting
meant
tricked.
driver.
Jada's been getting tricked.
No, she's
No.
been tricking. Getting
What?
tricked means she's doing the spending.
No, getting tricked. She's been tricking means she's doing the spending.
Someone's chicken on me?
Yeah, tricking on you.
I don't like how that sounds. But nah, it was funny though. At first I was nervous because he was like trying to be my sugar daddy. And he just, but I don't know. He just kept asking me all these questions about money and stuff. And I was like, I'm good. And then he was like, well, I want to give you some money, you know, just as a gift. And I'm just like, sir, I'm fine. And then we get almost to my destination. He pulls off to the side. I'm like, this is not where my destination is. Like, where you going? He's like, oh, I'm going to the bank. I'm going to give you some money. It's just a gift. I said, I'm good. Like, you don't got to do that. He was like, no, it's okay. So he goes to the bank, gets the money. And then he's like, here. He put the money on my leg. I'm like, I was like, I'm good. He was like, I was like, you don't have to do that. He was like, take the money, darling. And I was like,
Dwelling.
okay. Dwelling.
You said he was a Russian man too, right?
Yeah. And so, yeah, he gave me that $100.
Did you still have it or you spent it?
I spent it. Since I spent $500 on Uber last week.
Sheesh.
I'm not
Give
exaggerating.
me
either.
$1.
Yeah.
500 in Uber is wild.
I definitely spent at least that much because I spent like $250 in a day.
Sheesh.
Maybe 100 something the day before that, another 100 the day before that.
Uber everywhere.
I spent a nice amount of money on Uber last week.
That's insane.
So that 100,
When you gonna put your car in the shop?
First, I gotta change get a tune up for my engine. And then after that, I'm still not gonna have a car because I'm taking it to the body shop to get the back of my car fixed.
Mm-hmm.
And that's gonna be like another week without a car. So I don't know. I'm really trying to
Yeah.
figure this out.
Thug it
I
out.
really would not care if I stayed close to the places I go. So,
It's wild.
Oh, well, as of right now, we have growing topics, and I found one while we were talking.
Hey.
Okay.
So, I feel like this is a little jokey joke. Wait,
Little
actually,
joke.
you pick one real quick. This one or this one?
you scrolled fast as heck. I didn't even get to see the
Okay,
first one.
that one.
Pick a
Okay.
good one, Jada.
Or this one.
I like the first one.
Okay, we're trying to pick one. All right, so this question for growing topics, first of all, introduce it.
Welcome to Growing Topics, where we talk about hot topics in today's society.
For sure. And today's growing topics is a preference-based topic. You feel me? So today, I saw on the Shade Room Teens, it says, be rich for life, but your hygiene is horrible. I mean, disgusting. You smell like funk everywhere you go.
Everywhere.
Or take $2 million every 5 years, but have bad breath for the rest of your life.
Can you repeat it?
So be rich
Both of those are terrible.
for life, but your hygiene is horrible.
Be rich for life or terrible hygiene
Yes.
forever. Terrible
Rich
hygiene
for
Forever,
life
yes.
with terrible
Okay.
hygiene.
Okay.
Or take $2 million every 5 years, but you have bad breath.
What? Both of those are bad.
Exactly. That's still both bad.
Pick
hygiene.
one if you had to choose, though.
2 million bad breath. You can't eat no gum or nothing. Little mint.
Well, it
No
does
mint.
not. You could camouflage your breath, bruh.
No, you
what I'm
can't. When your
saying.
breath stinks, it stinks.
Then you could wear a mask.
I'd rather that
'cause
one.
When your breath be stinking, I'd be like,
Oh, Jada,
my.
please. Every time I got to turn this way and look at the podcast, I'll be like, geez, would she stop? I can barely breathe.
I'd rather the second one, because the first one, you walk in any room, funk just gonna fill up the whole air. And that your
Yeah.
funk introducing you.
Ooh, I remember somebody. Okay. I'm
Well,
not gonna,
if you're rich, if you're the richest ever in life, then you can pay for everyone like smell to just be going.
so you would take the $2 million every 5 years and have bad breath.
Yeah, because I just talk like this. So nobody can
And
hear
then
my
it'll
breath.
go up and out.
No, I'm gonna talk like this.
And this is
Nah,
gonna go.
you definitely could just wear a mask.
Yeah, like you could finesse that easier than.
But imagine you
funking.
having to smell your own breath.
I'll be used to it. You could put some perfume on, so you can smell the perfume instead of your breath.
So what's yours?
Probably just that one too, because you could camouflage bad breath.
You haven't done it well, but yeah.
What would you pick?
I would pick the 2 million every 5 years because for one, I could flip that, make some more millions. And the being rich with horrible hygiene, I feel like rich is relative.
That's real.
So you don't know how much you're getting. You could be getting $10K a month. And
That is
your
not
horrible is funk. That is rich for some
No,
people.
it's not.
Success is defined in different ways for everybody.
No.
So what you may think is different. from what I
Jaden
may
said
think.
no.
Rich is defined universally the same.
No, it's not.
Is $1 million rich?
It's 2 million rich?
No.
Okay, then. So it's relative. You just said it's all defined the same. Caught you up. Anyway, that is the end of growing topics. Let
But
us
a
know
lot
what
of
you think in the
people-
comments. And, if you would rather have horrible hygiene and be rich for the rest of your life, or would you rather 5 years taking $2 million, but you got bad breath like Jada? So
I like Trevion.
not my
That's a
full
good
name.
question.
That was a good
like
question.
Yeah.
Trevion Demetrius Smith.
The government is crazy on the podcast. Cut that out. Please. Cut that
They
out.
gonna search you up.
Bruh.
Bruh, but nah, that was a good question. I
That
do
was a good
think
question.
the one thing that everybody should pay attention to is to take care of their hygiene
I
because
agree.
especially I would say this. I know just like with your underarms and stuff, all that hair, some of it you gotta trim because that junk start stinking.
Are you? Well, I know that's normal for women, but you feel the same way about guys? Because I know a lot of guys. Yeah, a lot of guys keep like underarm hair.
I think you should like if it's like a bush, you feel me? You should cut it. And I have hair under my arms, but I at least like trim some of it so that way it's not like overdoing it.
I feel that.
Because it's just like I notice when it's a bunch of hair, like to the point where the hair is coming out on the sides. Yeah, that's when it's like, all right,
guys be doing that, bruh. I'm not gonna lie, that's kind of. I know it's like a man thing, but it's like
it is nice.
It's nothing wrong with keeping up with your hygiene and shave. I feel like shaving as a guy, because females do it, but as a guy, I feel like that's more attractive because like you take care of yourself.
Yeah, not saying you gotta like be bald under your arm,
but just not all coming out.
Yeah,
time to post.
Time to post. Speaking of posts, Instagram went down today.
Yes.
First of all, I thought somebody had my account.
No, I was looking like, do my password need to change or something?
No, for real.
Real quick. If you're not subscribed to the channel, what are you doing? Tap in.
Tap in, twin. Take a 5-second break and go subscribe.
Exactly. We got so much on our channel, y'all. We got vlogs, we got challenges, we got silent library, we got everything. So what are you doing? Go subscribe right now.
What are you doing?
Go
subscribe.
Stand on business. Go stand on business.
Stand on business, yo.
Let's get back into the episode.
Because I was just in it I was on my Instagram early in the morning. So I was like, what the heck is happening?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then we shot the podcast yesterday, and I was knocked out once I went home. I was supposed to go to the gym. I didn't get a chance to go. But I was knocked out, and I woke up, and the first thing I did, which I noticed is bad, but I went on my phone, went on Instagram. It kept saying failed connection.
Yeah,
or
couldn't load, something like that. Yeah.
I was like, dang. And I recently, the other day, I just had to change my password because it tried to lock me out of my main page.
Oh, dang.
So I was thinking like, all right, now like somebody is trying to get me.
Yeah, I definitely thought. But then when I went to the other pages, I'm like, okay, all the accounts are experiencing it. So it must be an Instagram thing.
Yeah, that's why I had texted y'all this morning. I was like, am I tripping?
Yeah.
No, for real. Some of my clients.
I was like, the Wi-Fi off? I was like, what the heck?
Some of my clients, they were DMing me like, you're not responding. It's like, yeah, because I can't respond.
Right.
Yeah.
So I just had to find another way via email. But so what would y'all say that y'all would do in those moments? Like, especially if you got a business or something.
Like if social media went down?
Yeah.
Okay. That's why it's important to build like a database of people on your website. Mm-hmm. So that way you're not depending on social media, like building up your email list, building up your text message list. And although that's something I'm trying to get consistent with, like sending emails out and stuff, I would say one thing, if you are going to market without social media, make sure you're collecting people on your website or just have another place where you can collect information so that you can still contact people. Because like Trey said, some people were DMing him saying you're not responding. Mm-hmm. Well, had Trey would have had like his own platform set up or something like that, they could have just went there. And then that's like, now it's like your people, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. And the thing is, I don't know, y'all could let me know what y'all think, but I haven't found a reason to build out a text list or like build out an email list or have a website and stuff. I know that's kind of sounds unprofessional, but I don't know because I have my client's number in their email, so I haven't thought like, let me send out these mass messages. So what would you say it's for?
It's also for potential clients. Like I have an email list. I have two. One for prom from when I used to do prom, but then the main one that I use now is for my Painz. Mm-hmm. And that one has like 2,000 people in there, even though all of them haven't bought Painz yet. They're all interested in working with my brand. And so you have their information so that way you can stay in contact with them. Yeah. You can send them things. You can let them know what you're working on. They can see, the thumbnails that you're doing. So that, or just different projects that you're working on. That way when they are ready to work with your brand, that is like you nurturing your audience.
So like continuing to communicate with them throughout that time.
Yeah. And although it may be kind of different because you are like service based, like for me, I have email lists. I can send out, a deal this week, stuff like that. Mm-hmm. For you, maybe keep it, not saying you have to send an email out every week or, whatever the case may be, but making sure you're telling them like you're still here, like, you still, maybe you could have something set up where it's like people who haven't bought a graphic from you in like months. You have some type of flow set up where it's like, if this 3 months go by, you can send an email out. You know what I'm saying? Doing a deal or something like that. Get a graphic to, get another one for free or something like that. That way you're keeping people in your database.
Yeah, that's good. I like that. I feel as though the way that I've maintained it now is just, for one, doing posts, and sometimes I'll directly text or email people and be like, "Hey, hope all is well. If you ever need any graphics, I'm still here." But now that puts it into perspective of how I can do that in a massive way rather than just like individually.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
it'll be
real.
good.
Nah, for sure.
So, what have you learned, or what do you take away from the like social media?
Marketing without social media. How would you get sales, promote your business and stuff like that if there was no social media?
Probably like word of mouth and my email list. Yeah, I think that's what I did a lot of at first, was like just meeting people, networking with people and getting clients like that. And then, they tell their people, and then it just brings clients back to me. So I think, but that's like on a small scale. I think you have to think back to like, how did people used to market back then when there was no social media,
Yeah.
I'm thinking like, when I think of like Walmarts and different things like that, like stores that started before websites and things, I really wonder like, how did they,
Yeah, promote their business
yeah.
and get customers to come and stuff.
And I'm pretty sure it was probably just word of mouth as well, like having something so good that people want to go tell other people, and then it becoming such a popular thing in one area that now you could take it to the next area and the next area.
Even newspapers and
Yeah.
magazines were popular back then. So
That's
for
true.
Sure. That's something that I was gonna say. So the way I would frame it in my mind of how to market myself without social media marketing, the way that I would do it is getting into different rooms, especially as a graphic designer. So I'm thinking of what a graphic designer would have possibly had to done back in the early 2000s or something. So, like the paper boys, like who used to throw like the newspapers out in the front, I would probably get connected with them and have them put my business card within that newspaper. So when they throw it, it's gonna go to that person's house, and they see it with everything else. Like how back in the day, ShopRite or whatever it is may have the different coupons in the newspapers. I'll have them put it in there, so that way it's like that's the main page that you're gonna go to.
Yeah.
So I want you to see that first. And then I'm trying to think of how would I build a presence and people be able to experience my energy in person, because you can't do it on social media. So how would I have done that back in the past? I feel as though spending time with people when I'm in those rooms to actually build a connection with, scaling and working with people horizontally and vertically, and doing that consistently. So working with the people that's on the same level as me, building connections, letting them know my name, and then also working with the like top dogs and trying to, get connected to the people in radio, get connected to the people at the news station, and see, who can I connect with. And that way my name is getting around. Maybe I could do cover arts with music producers and connect with a producer, and they'll connect me to their artist that has a new song. So those are multiple ways that I'm thinking of how would I implement marketing in a way where it's not just like you're just going out stapling posters on the wall.
that's real. I like that.
Yeah.
When you said business cards, it reminded me of something I used to do when I came here to Atlanta for InvestFest 2022 around August. I think it was July. I think either July or August. But when I came here, me and my friend, everywhere we went, we would literally put a business card. We're in an Uber, we're filling that joint up with business cards. Like I got these really nice business cards made on Canva.com. Y'all want some business cards, y'all can go to there. and you know, had my information and stuff like that on their website, some nice high quality pictures. I'm going through the grocery store, I'm putting business cards everywhere, sliding it under here,
Aw.
sliding it here. We at the mall, we asking the cashier, can you put this stack right here? Can you give it out to people? Like, we were being so intentional on like these business
Yes.
cards that we had. So that's another way, if y'all want to market everywhere y'all go, put y'all business cards everywhere, and it'll definitely help.
For
You know,
sure.
Yeah, I feel like it's hard to think about. Well, not hard to think about. Okay, I'll finish the sentence. It's hard to think about like a world where social media isn't the main way of marketing because it's like that's one of the easiest ways, you know? One of the most efficient ways to get your brand in front of a lot of people really, really fast, you know?
yeah.
And so, yeah, I don't know. I feel like growing a brand without social media honestly takes a lot more groundwork. Like putting yourself out more, you know, putting in more labor, I feel like, because it's like it's not as simple as, oh, you make a post to go viral and a million people see your brand, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. I'm thinking the way that I believe is I'm always putting it into my terms, but I just know that as a graphic designer, everything is graphics. I can make the whole world graphics based off of, you know, the posters that people see. I could put it on somebody's clothes. I could collab with, if back in the day, like, you know, in the early 2000s, I possibly could collab with somebody who does sewing, and they could sew clothes, maybe sew, you know, my logo or something on a design, and just doing different things like that. Or, you know, those TV commercials where it'd be like 1-800-3675, like, you know, where they talking mad fast.
Yeah.
I would try to place an ad on TV and put it there.
That's
or
real.
you know, just different things. Facebook, I'm sure you were able to use Facebook back then.
But that's still social media.
Yeah, true. It's still
Because
social
Facebook
media.
went down too.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of other ways to just like.
I have another
So-
idea. Oh, we're gonna say?
Well, I was gonna say, I think the important thing, marketing is really just getting in front of your people, like getting in front of your audience. So I think what I would do, and just thinking in terms of like growing in on a like at a faster pace, I would say I release my jeans at a time where there is no social media. I will focus on getting my jeans on as many big names as possible. But like in magazines, red carpets, or just like still media, but it just wouldn't be social media. And then once I built the hype around that, then I would just focus on like getting my stuff in stores. So boutiques doing some wholesaling. And then they're doing the work for me. It's like, okay, I've created a product that's popular because they see all these celebrities wearing it. And then just go to, it's in order to like get stuff out at a fast pace or on a faster scale, just go to boutiques, do some wholesaling, and allow people to buy my jeans 100 at a time, 200, 300 at a time. And now they're selling to all of these people in different locations.
That's real.
And that's what I would probably do.
I like that.
So how would y'all show a social media not social media. How would y'all show a presence in person to people? Like how I put it into terms of going in the room, showing your presence. People can see, you know, how you act. Because, you know, on social media, you could just put a little reel with a song and slap it up there. So how would you build that presence with people in person
see.
where they get to see like, oh, this is who you are. I like your energy.
I like that question. I feel like it depends what your brand does and what your brand stands for. So I'll give an example for something I did. So I remember before, this was right when I had lost 2 clients. No, right after I lost 2 of my biggest clients. And me and Trey went to Atlantic Station, and I was trying to sell in person. And that's when I realized, okay, I got to start getting out in the community because I don't know how to do this, especially if I want to do pop-ups and stuff. So what I did was I set up a table, me and my friend, and then my other friend that has a clothing brand. We were all at Painz City Market, and this is like a place where a lot of people are like walking and riding their bike and roller skating, and they got food. It's just like a whole vibe there. And so I set up a table right near the long sidewalk where people walk, and I had my shirts, like I didn't have a sign and stuff, but I had my shirt leaning on the table. I put 2 rocks so the shirt didn't move. And the shirt was like hanging down so you could see Walk Wisely with God. And then, we set the table up nice. I put my shirts on the table and stuff like that in the packages. And when people would walk by, I would be like, yo, like, can I ask you a question? And that's when I was like, what does Walk Wisely with God mean to you? So for me, building that presence in person is me spreading my brand message in person, using my shirt as a tool. So, on the shirt, it says Walk Wisely with God. Okay, I'm using my shirt for 2 reasons. 1, to get sales. 2, to also spread my brand message and to tell people why I'm doing what I'm doing, the spreading the word of God and doing everything that my brand stands for. So getting out in person and not being afraid, because I remember, bro, the first day I tried to go out, I did not know what to do. Like, I was so shy. I didn't know how to talk. Like, I knew how to talk, but I didn't know how to like spread my brand message. I didn't know how to sell because I didn't want to come off too salesy. Like, it was so uncomfortable for me. But that's how I knew this is what I got to do, because it's uncomfortable. So yeah.
Hey y'all, what's up? I know you're enjoying the episode, but real quick, we wanted to take a second to talk to y'all.
Hey, pull out your phones right now and text the word GPCREW to the number down below. Let's get it.
Go do that right now. You're going to get updates about new drops, events, and so much more.
And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Now let me get back behind the camera. Let's get it.
It's good.
I think I would do... So, of course, we can't be everywhere at the same time. Like be in multiple places all at once. So... do something like big enough to like get a bunch of people to talk about their experience like with you. Like,
ooh.
So something that comes to mind is maybe like really dope pop-up fashion shows. Like something with a really like unique twist to it. And I don't know, create some type of experience that allows people to know my brand. I don't think it's that important for people to know, like, me, but more so know my brand and, like, what my brand means or who my brand is for. So I like to say, like, Jael is created for the woman that makes a statement, the woman that's, like, set apart, and different things like that. So pop-up shows or pop-up fashion shows that are, like, I don't know, and I really like including a lot of art in what I do. So maybe even setting it up like this pop-up art exhibit fashion show type of vibe. Something that's so dope and unique that through the event, people feel like I know this brand. I know this fashion brand. I know like what it means. I know why this designer created it. And then they will go and tell other people about it. And as I pop up in other cities, it's becoming a big thing, like growing my presence. And people be like, it'll be something people are anticipating, And then as that grows, it may end up in like magazines or on TV, lead to interviews, all that good stuff. But I think that would be like my take on it as far as like, yeah, that's what I would do for Jael.
For sure. I would go to the local places first. And just as I mentioned, the radio stations, wait until people come out. If I did a cover art for somebody, show them like, oh, this is what I did. And also not seeing who can I use my resources with and being able to get in those rooms with them and just have long, extensive like conversation with people. That way they could get to know me over time. It's so hard to even frame myself in that time because I'm sure it was just a different a different kind of hustle that you really had to have while being in the early 2000s with no social media. A lot of businesses probably wouldn't be running if we didn't have social media because a lot of people have only put in the work of just social media marketing and not the work of intentional getting into rooms and networking. And that just lit a bulb in my head. Networking and going to networking events probably was so impactful at that time with Jim Rohn and Les Brown.
Shout out to them.
You know, all of those people, it probably was the best time because if you in business, now you have a massive group of people in one room that you could just get in there and network with.
Those
you feel
networking
me?
events probably hit different.
No, for real. I would be doing the cha-cha slide all throughout there. You feel me? Just talking to everybody. Like, it would just be really, really good to, we should try to
I agree.
see how to network.
Yeah, I feel like I would definitely get out more. Like go to Paris, like Paris Fashion Week, Milan Fashion Week, all of that. There's this designer, I cannot think of his name, but he was like a black couture designer. And he used to go to Paris and just sell his gowns like out on the street. And eventually, I think some person found him and ended up making his brand like take off. But yeah, definitely, like I said, it will require like more groundwork. So you really do got to get outside. You really got to put yourself out there. And really that shows how much you're able to like think outside of the box. I feel like people back then, those were like some true creative thinkers. And not saying that we aren't creative now, but it's a lot easier for us to grow a brand now than it was then before. But like then, in order for millions of people to know about your brand or even experience your brand, like you really had to do some super, super, super creative stuff. So it's like it forces you to think like, okay, what can I do that's really going to like shake up like things in my industry? What is going to like impact culture? What is going to like make people stop and be like, wow, or what is going to cause some commotion? Like what's going to ruffle people's feathers, you know? Like literally, like even thinking about like you, Yanni, like for Wise Label, I feel like in general with being a Christian, it's like certain things you have to be like bold about. So I feel like being like a Christian brand, Christian fashion brand, like you would have to do something like bold, meaning like everything that we supposed to stand on as Christians, like doing like stuff that's like, this is what we stand on, like stuff that like ruffles people's feathers, like that. Cause even now when you see a bold Christian, it makes people get like, you know? So I feel like you have to be on some stuff like that, like be super bold in like what you stand on, because it's just like, if you're doing things like the normal, like just a normal brand, then people would just be like, oh, okay, that's a Christian brand. But if you're doing stuff that makes people go like, wow, like, or causes some commotion, causes people to be like, what, like she believes this, or da 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 da, like now it's gonna bring people's like attention like back to you. Like I don't know, I feel like even that's still how social media is. Like it was so much commotion around the fact that people did not like how I put on my gyro jeans, like or the fact that, oh, they lace up at the back, so it's gonna be hard to pee. Like people, stuff like that really be catching people's attention for real.
Yeah.
And so I think yeah, like stuff like that, it's really what you would have to lean into. Like just thinking about like the people who did the best back then. I feel like, or the people who were like doing just really big things. Like when I'm thinking about fashion designers, I know they did really big things. I want to say maybe Christian Dior. Like when he did his first fashion show, I could have the name wrong, but it's somebody from that time period. He did his first fashion show. He was not like a known designer yet, for real. And the show was so big. All the like people had came to Paris or whatever for Fashion Week. And the show was so big. The people came from America to Paris, to attend just Fashion Week in general. His show, I think, was after Fashion Week or like the last day or something along those lines. But a lot of the people from America had already got back on boats and started heading back to America. They said in this documentary, they said that the show was so good that everybody from America that was just there came right back to see like him do a second show because they heard all the way in America that the show was so good. And it's like they didn't have social media then.
Right.
So it's like it was so good. The word got back to America and people was like, what? It was that good? Oh, we got to go back over there. And so it's like I would in general, whether it's social media or not, we have to do things in our business that make people stop and go like, wow,
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Oh, what were you about to say?
I was gonna say that actually makes me think of like Christopher Columbus, how he found America. Like how did when he founded America, how did he go around telling everybody, yo, this right here about to be America?
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like how did he get the word around like, nah, this is my spot.
No, for real.
I don't care what y'all say, this is mine. I found this.
No, for real. That's what I'm saying. I was looking on, as y'all were talking, I was trying to find like what did graphic designers aim for as, a designer? Because I'm thinking, I'm still trying to get out of that social media mindset of like, oh, just go here. But I don't know. I'm thinking maybe you could do designs for magazines or, maybe where did people go the most? The grocery store. Do some designs for the grocery store, the storefront.
Books.
Do some designs for books.
Billboards.
Or billboards. Just different things that people can see in front of them and not like it's covered. Like magazines, billboards, books, anything, honestly.
And magazines were really big on graphics back then. Like teen magazines and all of that. Like they used to be very heavy on graphics.
For sure. Even like, the kids, what's the store that kids used to go to? No, it's like Justice. Clothes like do the clothes and the designs on there and collab with somebody like you who can make it real and in person. And that just would be, I feel as though that would blow it up. And but that's crazy how you said like if he was like, yo, no, this is my spot. How did people just do that? You know what I'm saying? Like how did people just get out there and say like, nah, this is mine. This is what I'm claiming. Like I'm like, wait, move. It's like move out the way. But nah, that's good. So the last thing that we could get into is make it make sense. So
where we give it
what's the like question that we could think of about just business that somebody would ask about how to market themselves off of social media?
Let me see.
I was thinking we could just come up with some rather than just like not doing it,
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, so I was thinking more of what's one question that they can.
Let me introduce it. This is Make It Make Sense. We give advice to young adults growing through life. The first time I was gonna say young advice, Jada got me saying. Who said it was either way? It was one of y'all. Y'all said young advice last time we recorded.
Oh
Yeah, I think it was you, Jada. Ooh.
She was about to argue that down. She said, nah. Okay, the one question that's coming to mind, maybe we could all ask one question or, just something quick. The one question that I would ask is, how do you as a young adult get out there in front of a massive group of people if you don't have no name, no real noise going on from social media?
We've done something similar to that though. Talked about young people getting in the room.
Yeah, but no
Another
social
thing?
media though.
Yeah. One thing I was going to say earlier was coming up with a guerrilla marketing campaign. So, kind of just to wrap what we all said, coming up with a campaign that you can do that's in person. One thing, so I'm thinking outside of social media. One thing DDG did on his Snapchat before is he did like a giveaway where I think he was in a different country and he hid stuff in a specific area or city, and he made a post saying like, you know, I hid something. I think he was hiding Air Force Ones or something, and whoever found it could have it. So I'm thinking outside of social media, you know, doing a marketing campaign where, you know, if you have a clothing brand, hiding your stuff, or, you know, just tailoring it to whatever you do. Doing something where it's like getting people actively engaged in person. And then of course, like how DDG made a post of saying, oh, I hid this here, this here. Maybe instead of a post, you could put posters up around the city. I hid something, first person to find it, woo-de-woo, you know? Just coming up with something creative that gets people active, a guerrilla marketing campaign.
For sure. I would say even going to one specific spot and letting people know who you are. So you know how people used to sit with a lemonade stand or something. You know, whatever your product is or something, you go out to one specific spot each week and you sit there and try to pitch to people each time. So dang, I don't know why my mind keep going back to the entertainment industry, but I keep saying like the radio station or, you know, going in front of the corner store, people going in and out of the corner store all day and just network, talk to them people, see if you see somebody that, you know, whatever service or product that you're serving, pitch to them, let them know about the product, let them know, hey, start off, we talked about it, but start off with saying I'm such and such age and then introduce yourself from there. Shoot, you could probably even bring your parents just to give the look. You feel me? So I would say definitely just dominate different spots of the world in where you live, your state or city. You could dominate different spots. Maybe one week you sit in front of the corner store. Next week you sit in front of a doctor's office. The following week you sit in front of a radio station. Popular places, even if you go to the train station or the bus station and just sit there for a week or two and let people remember your face and connect with them.
That's good. I was watching this YouTube video. I forgot who I was watching. But anyways, in the video, he was saying how he did research and he figured out that in order for you to have influence, or at least to have influence over the world, you have to at least have influence over 300 people in your city. And I don't know, that's what I was thinking about when you were saying that, of dominating where you are.
Yeah.
For sure.
Another idea came to me before I answer the question. One more thing I would do, I would create a very exclusive social club around Jael. Like something that actually makes a lot of sense to not have any marketing because it's supposed to be exclusive. Like a members only exclusive club of a bunch of rich, wealthy women, and we get together, we do private like meetups, whether it's like starting off, it could be we meet at really nice restaurants, we meet at mansions, we meet at really nice places, eventually can move to taking trips to islands and different things like that, but exclusive social club for wealthy, successful women who love fashion. We get together, we do, whether it's tea parties, something annual, and it could be like secret like meetups, but it becomes such an exclusive thing. All these people who do hear about it, it's like they want to be a part of it. And then maybe even doing something like galas and stuff like that, or something along those lines where it makes people like some reason for people to buy dresses, get really dressed up for some type of big event.
Yeah.
But an exclusive social club that's like founded by Jael.
Yeah.
And that would help me get like basically you're supposed to build community. Like a brand, it needs community. And so I'm just thinking, if I didn't have social media, then I would use that to my advantage, you know, and create a community, since it's not supposed to be a brand necessarily that's for everybody. Like my price points are for everybody. Then hone in on that and make a club specifically for rich, wealthy women and just allow that to grow. And all of those women will become a community as well as eventually become customers of Jael.
That's
and
good.
so I think that would be really cool. But as far as how young people could network without
I feel like
social
you answered
media,
it low key. Like
Okay.
in your terms of
Yeah,
what
yeah,
you do. I feel like you answered how would they be able to connect in social media, and that's a dope way for people in your field, especially in that time.
Mm-hmm.
You know, just thinking about all of the groups that were out and,
Yeah.
you know, just everything. You know, I feel as though that would be a dope way to just build community.
For
And I feel
sure.
as though the fashion community is really strong. So
Mm-hmm.
once you would have dominated that back in the day, you would have killed it.
Yeah,
Nah,
that's a really good
definitely.
idea.
That's good. Somebody,
Something.
y'all better use that as some advice for real.
Nah, for real. Or else Jada gonna do it.
Right.
For real.
So yeah, that's the end of this episode. This episode made me realize that I want to learn about how graphic designers were able to contribute their services back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, let them know where they can find GP.
Yeah, follow us on Instagram, Grunt Painz Podcast. No, Grunt Painz Pod, and then our TikTok, Grunt Painz Podcast. Stream on Spotify and Apple Pod if y'all are not already. I'm your girl Yanni Bratcher, and y'all go support my clothing brand Wise Label.
Yeah, for sure. And I'm Travion, and you can follow me at Royal Travion and my creative agency with all of the graphics, the thumbnail that you see on this video. Royalty made it. Let's get it.
And y'all can follow me at I am Jada Ellis and at Jael Official on Instagram.
Bye, y'all.
Yeah, we out.